check in and just making sure I'm on live. I don't have a great connection, so I'm just making sure I am up and I'm connecting. And I know it's early morning. This is not a normal time for me to be in here, but I'm here. So I'm just bringing it up on my phone so I can also see from there. What I have. So if anyone is on yet and you can tell me if I'm up, that would be great, but I let people join in before I start. So I just give myself some time to get in and up. And yes, it is early morning, so this is... Good morning, Rich. Hello, sir. Nice to see you. I don't know why I'm here this morning, and I'm not sure why. I was in my office. I'm writing. I haven't even got my office set up. As you can see, there's even a screen right behind me. Good morning, Mary. But I was guided to see you. Oh, I was guided to come in here this morning, so I am here, and I am receiving lots of messages from Spirit this morning, but it's not for anyone in particular. It is actually me writing this morning, writing some courses that are coming up, and writing for my week of my advanced angel course, and doing some of my own work. And as many know, I'm actually off this week. I've been off now for a few days, and on my own journey, so I've been doing my own writing. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Tammy. Tammy, I was just looking at your little girl and her beautiful face. Good morning, Jennifer. I am just letting people join in, so I haven't really started anything yet this morning. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Where do you want me to go, Spirit? So I was working through Spirit this morning and speaking with Spirit, and the love and the joy of how Spirit is actually taking me to a place of silence. And I have spent, and anyone who knows me, and Rich is going to laugh a little bit here, is that I do talk a lot during, when I'm doing my work. It's like continual. But I've been in real silence and listening and having to go deep. And in nature is where I have been taken. Yesterday, I had been on I've been on many guided journeys lately, and I've been taken to a lot of old churches, and most seem to be Lutheran old churches that were built years back in like 1910. And I haven't really shared a lot of the pictures because I feel like a lot has actually been for me. And a lot is that I didn't know. Good morning again, Brenda. Good morning, Tammy and Crystal and Thelma. Good morning. And you're welcome, Tammy. And Jennifer, good morning. And my dear Sherry. And so a lot of what I've been experiencing during these journeys is a lot of just taking pictures and not seeing nothing in the moment but the beautiful church and in the awe of the church. And when I get home, I have these amazing images of Spirit that are showing up in everything, but I also have a sense of Spirit flowing through me in a different way than I've ever experienced. And I just want to say this. As a medium and as the work that I do and what's been coming through, I've been really not doing a whole lot of personal sessions. I've been really down, and I'm like rubbing my arm here. And so a lot of what's been coming through is the realization, not for me, but to really point this out, because I know it to be true, is that when Spirit leaves the human body, the body is a vessel. The body is a place for Spirit to sit, for it to house, for it to come to have the human experience for that part of the journey. When Spirit returns to home, it's not the person that you had here on earth. And they return to the essence of pure, unconditional love, of divine light, of divine energy. I always say, so it's like a hologram. When they come back, it's like holograms. They show me holograms of what they were like on Earth, how they represented. And while on Earth, we become conditioned to the human actions, behaviors, to the human world. And so how they behaved, how they responded, their actions, the way they were perceived, the things they did, and you think, why did they do those things, or why were they like that, or why did they allow that? Well, that was part of their human conditioning. So when they're coming back through spirit, when they're entering back, I'm like, why is my camera so crooked this morning? It's actually moved. I'm like, why do I look like I'm on a slant? And so when spirit is coming back to show me those things, they're showing me that holographic view. They're showing me the image of the human experience that they had experienced. When they're coming through in spirit, they're coming through in ultimate love. And they're coming through with messages of love, of healing. They're here, they come back. My mediumship work is not that it's like this, it's not, there's something, it's not the whole essence of this magical or weirdness. It's spirit connecting to spirit. There's a spirit that's inside of us all that is very alive. And when you can allow yourself to go deep enough within to move past all of your human conditioning, all of your fears, all of everything that you experience outside of yourself, when you can get past ego and you can connect to spirit, you can communicate to spirit. And when you're communicating to spirit, I'm communicating to the essence of the divine, not to the essence of the human that you experienced up on earth. So even if they were not always the nicest human being, when I'm connecting to spirit, I'm connecting to the most purest of the divine light. And so even in mediumship, people will sometimes say, well, how can you work with that kind of person? And I've worked with people who've done some really, probably not the most, probably have done, no, not probably, they have done some not good things up on earth, or they have been living in their biggest shadow parts. But when I meet with them, when I work with people, I work with spirit. Spirit is calling you. Spirit is calling you home. So spirit that's connecting through me to connect to the person on earth, that spirit connecting to your spirit, connecting to my spirit, and calling us all home, calling us to sit in divine love, divine energy. So my work and where I am and the place that I am within myself is that I had to call on home my own healing again, my own energy. When it comes upon, when you become the reflection of everything that's not going right in people's lives, and you're the one that's getting the blame for what's going wrong in other people's lives or what's happening, or you're getting called, you're getting, banned from people's lives, and it's like they block you, they remove you from their lives, they do those things to you, you're reflecting something back to them. And that's not a very pretty feeling to have to live with sometimes, that everything that I do with the most love in my heart and of purest of intentions, because this is a calling. I don't feel for one second I ever chose this life. I don't feel this was something, if I had have chosen, if I had a choice, would I choose to be this? Probably not. If, to be able to, when somebody who's passed away shows me how they passed, and I have to see the images of their passing and how it happened, that's not always so pretty to be left with. And that I have to see the things that they did up on earth, or I have to know the things that I know. That's not of the world, as I am a channel to the divine messages of love, and that I have to go against sometimes the things that people will often say, well, how can you not be in support of this? Or how can you think that this person can be doing a good thing or the right thing? And I'm like, well, but they're chosen. So sometimes we have to stop and pause and remember the why and how spirit works. You have to remember the spirit that I'm communicating to is not the human that you knew upon earth. And when you start to disconnect from that, or the person that I work with, I'm working with them reconnecting to spirit. When I'm working with you, when I work as a spiritual healer, I'm working so that you can remember the spirit within you, the angelic light, the divineness, the holiness, the purest parts of you that you arrived with. And when you recognize what you arrived with, and when you recognize that you arrived perfectly connected to everything that you would need upon this earth during your time here, you would stop searching so hard for the material world to validate your worth. You would stop looking to numb yourself with anything on the outside. And that means food, TV, social media, anything, a person, a relationship, drugs, cigarettes, any form of drug, and I don't care what, and I'm not going to validate that using any form of painkillers, pot, anything that numbs us from feeling is ever there to help us heal. I feel like it's all, and I'm not judging anyone for using it. I believe there is a time when we need to be able to step forward and go far enough inward, and that's where I have been. So if you're wondering where I've been going far enough inward that I have asked to feel. I've asked to feel my stories. I've asked to feel everything so that I could learn a ultimate level of forgiveness, and not to live with resentments, not to live in old stories, but to be able to fully heal. To fully heal is a place that takes you into knowing the God within, knowing the light within that gives you strength and courage that you didn't know you had to do the things that you didn't know were possible to do. And so I've been on walks. I've been out walking in nature, and I've been on prayer walks, and I've been showing up at places that I'm not religious, and I'm I'm not of a religion per se. I'm spiritual, and I'm connected to the God consciousness, but I can't explain any more clearly than this. I have been placed in a place of judgment for a lot of years doing this work. My book just released. My book just came out called More Than Existing. There's always going to be a critic. And as last week's vlog said, don't be a prick, because we're so quick to jump and judge and to assume we know people or come to conclusions about people. And today's vlog will be released after this. And we come to conclusions. We know what's right and wrong in our heart. The spirit comes through to tell me that they ultimately knew right from wrong, but their choices they choose to do the things they did were from the human conditioning, not from spirit. God doesn't make us do the bad things, and God doesn't make us do the good things. It's like we know that as a human of what to do. The presence of angels, guides, they do not have free will like we have on earth. Humans are the only ones that have that free will sense to choose to do right or wrong. And so when we're judging, when we come to conclusions about people, and when we've been placed up on enough crosses and crucified by enough people, you sometimes have to stop and pause and take a good freaking look. And so from spirit, and the way spirit's been communicating through me, is the essence. I have wanted to quit. I wanted to give up the mediumship. I wanted to walk away from mediumship. I didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to be coming in here and doing mediumship. I didn't want to be giving away myself for free any more than I have been giving. And I had nothing left to give again. And that's the truth. But through spirit, through the essence of this, I know my calling. I know the journey. I know the love that comes in mediumship. I glow and I feel ultimate love when I'm doing mediumship work. You are not connecting to the human that you knew on earth. And you need to know that when you're doing mediumship, because the human you knew on earth is no longer here. They are not existing. Just like every version of you of the past no longer exists. So who you were yesterday, who you were 5 years ago, does not exist. So the person you're still angry at, who you still hold grudges against, who you still resent, the parents, the family, the friends, the relationships, the things of the past that you still hold grudges against, they are past. No matter if they're still here on earth, they are not present and they are not here. The only life that still lives is the life that you keep giving and you keep providing to it. You breathe life into wanting to create and come to conclusions and judgments and create an image of a person that you think they were or how you think they were. We create the realities and the stories that we want to tell. So even the spirit that comes through, and people say to me, well, that's not what they were like. No, that's what you don't know. You didn't know this of them, or you don't know that of them because you didn't connect to spirit. You've seen a human image. And when you connect to spirit, you connect to pure, unconditional love. I do what I do because I live connected to spirit. I live connected to the God within and something without, and a universal energy of love that I cannot deny. I knew it from the time I was a child. I was instilled with fear once in my life at a level of when I was sitting in spirit, when I was sitting listening to a preacher, and then he up and told me that my mother was going to hell because she was Catholic. And he didn't point me out. That was what the childhood message got when he said that if they were of a Catholic, then they were what they represented and da da da. It was just a whole ego thing from a person who should have been speaking from spirit. And I never want to represent that in any way. And so I slept with a Bible under my pillow for a long time as a child, as a young kid, out of fear and not out of faith, and recognizing that I've always been a girl of faith. I've always been one that's walked with Jesus, walked with the presence of a healer who walked on earth. Jesus didn't belong to any religion, by the way, and it's a healer that walks on earth. You all have a spirit within. And so when people say to me, well, how do you connect to spirit? How can I do an online session with you? Well, if spirit can come from all the way there, why can't we connect through here? What do you think spirit is? Wi-Fi, all of those things. This internet is a connection, and we're making connections. And it's a choice to choose. And there's a whole lot of that Jezebel energy out there of being instilled in false energy, false light. I say it's imposter light. And we all have that ability within us. And the more that we stay connected, the more that we try to keep looking at spirit and human the way that we're one-dimensional thinking. When you allow yourself to know that when you're coming in the presence of my work and what I do, you're coming in the presence of healing. You still have the free will choice to choose to accept that you have to put the action into your healing, and that to receive a message, that's one thing. To get the message to say hello from the other side, that's not what they're coming for. They're coming so that you can be the best human you can be, so that you can accept the healing and do the healing that you need to do within you to live a better life, to live to be the best human that we can be. I am not the human I was even 2 years ago. I live more in the presence of from within and embrace that I'm here for the human experience. And that's why you're here, is to embrace the human experience, to make the human connections, to live in the presence of the divine, and to know that not one person of the past that you knew in the past is who they are today, and not one person who we knew up on earth who have passed in spirit world are who they were when they walked upon this earth. And so when they come through for loving messages for you, they are praying. They're really coming through with divine light, hoping that you get the message that a spirit is eternal, and that they are eternally connected to the spirit within you, and you're here up on this earth to live the best life you possibly can. And that means that you're here to feel, you're here to understand the truth within, and to be able to listen to your own heart speak to you. There is a presence inside of our hearts, that there is a scroll, your own commandments, your own messages, your own, that you came scripted with for you to be able to listen to do the kindest thing for you, to be of the presence of knowing that your healing can only take place when you take the action steps to be your own light, to do the things for you that you need to do. And no matter, I can give you 1,000 cards. If you're not willing to listen, I can pass off 1,000,000 channeled messages. This is not as easy as this looks. When I step in channeled. When I step in, I am listening. I'm not just speaking. I'm listening to what it is that they want me to say. I never know when I get in here. And so when spirit comes through in any session, I don't script that ahead of time. I don't know what you're going to receive. All I know is that they're giving you messages that are coming for you to be able to take those messages, let them sit in your heart, and allow your healing deep inside to start to take place. And the moment we step out and we go back to numbing ourselves, we go back to doing all the things and ignoring or wanting to listen to that message over and over and over again, hoping for something different. No, it's for us to allow. They don't have a time clock over there. They don't live by this time, and they definitely don't live by fear. They live by faith. And by living by faith, it means that we are here to live knowing that we have an opportunity every day to have a new beginning. Every day is a new opportunity to live better than we did the day before. And so on my journey of healing, of wanting to walk away from my mediumship work and focus on just the coaching part of the business, I've discovered that that's not possible. That's not possible because spirit is always speaking to me, and there's no way of me shutting it off. It is not an easy journey. It is not an easy life, and it's not all beautiful, but it is all worth it. And it has cost me a lot in a lot of places of people not understanding me, family not understanding you. Why is she doing this? Why is this happening? Why is she not who she used to be? I can't be who I used to be. There is no turning back. Just as anyone who takes any walk into the hero's journey, into the dark soul journey, is that when you move past your shadow selves, when you move past who you've been conditioned to be, and you start to live in your truth, there is no turning around. There's no turnaround place. There's only a place to go forward. More than existing is a forward movement. It is an action. It's a little book of love. It is ultimate forgiveness. It is to be able to look at stories not from the child's mind, but the things that happened during childhood, or how I experienced them, or how I heard adults talk around the table, and I perceived it to be one thing, but it is not. There was a lot of things, and I said time and time again to my mother, if you didn't keep repeating those stories, we would not have known them. We only know the stories of childhood because we kept hearing people tell us them. This one didn't like you, that one didn't like you. How do we know? I don't know what anyone thinks of me, only by what is written or by those that block me or delete me. And that's now on them and not on me. And so, thank you, Sasha. And welcome to everybody who is joining in. I have a buzzing in my head, so I'm trying to stay channeled and not really listen. I can't really look over yet. I will in a moment. But I want you to know with all of my heart that that little book of love that's out, the More Than Existing book, is a book that needs to be read time and time again. Ask Lisa, Lisa Richard, who did the editing of Loving Energy Recharge. She read that book hundreds and hundreds of times, and it never was the same each time it was read. It was edited down from its original version. It had to be, because you ultimately do not have your voice, by the way. You don't get There's no such thing as freedom of speech. It does not exist. It's called bullshit. um, and there was nothing of hurtful or harm. It is of love. I appreciate everyone who's ever graced my life, who I have been blessed to know. I have ultimate love from all of my family, no matter what. And it's not a book of judgment. It's a book of me actually putting myself on the plate of judgment and judging myself for my moments of even when I would have thought a story is one way, or for how I would have treated my mom, or how I would have thought my childhood stories were, and I turned them into a voice of love. Anything that would have been anger, frustration, it turns into a voice of love. And it speaks of how we put ourselves up on our crosses, how we crucify ourselves, how we keep nailing ourselves, or how we nail other people to crosses, and how we crucify other people to validate this so-called desire to be right, and our desire to be the person that needs to be right, and it's not always that way. And so from spirit to spirit is how I connected. I connected not to the humans of the people that I was in any relationship with, but to the spirit. And through the spirit of anybody that I was ever in contact with, I know that every spirit came with the purest of intentions. And as humans are hurt. And children who are hurt children turn out to be hurt adults. And it's when we learn to heal the hurt, heal the ouch, heal the pain, and we become grown-ups. So when you hear me speak of grow up, it's not a judgment. It is to grow up into our higher self and become the versions that we are today, so that we're not easily offended. We're not so judgmental. We're able to move past. We're able to set ourselves free and not be waiting for somebody out there or something out there in the world to bring us validation, to bring us worth, and to know that everybody is doing the best that we can do and that we're all okay. And so as the oracle and me do step back forward and do step fully back into being the mystic, the channel, the weird, odd me that I have to be, I live in a world that anything is possible. And I have seen magic and miracles happen that I can't explain. And I'm sorry if that might be weird to somebody else, but I can't close my mind off to there's much more in this world than what we see. And I'm so glad and thankful that I have an open mind and that I have an open heart and that I can see the world in such a bigger way, and that I can see the in life, and that I now get to return to like my childlike mind. And as I'm writing the fourth book, and as everybody always hears me coin my saying, you can't make this shit up. I am writing the fourth book of You Can't Make This Shit Up. We do have 2 more books that are in the process, the Wine and Chips book and the Beyond the Reflection. And now I'm writing the Magic and Miracles of You Can't Make This Shit Up. I just find myself living in awe of don't make conclusions. Don't be so quick to shut down and just say, this is the only way life is. This is the only way things are. Or that even in my grief, I can't still see joy and magic and beauty and miracles, because we can. And when we remove all of the other junk and garbage, we can allow ourselves to see the magic of the spirit that comes through to remind us that we're not doing this healing journey alone, and that we always have spirit here to hold us. So thank you for always staying by my side, even though I'm not always present on live, and I'm not so present on live as I had be. I have no need for the validation from the outside world. I show up when I know I am being guided to show up, and when the time feels right. I can't force what is not there, and I can no longer force myself to be a presence to seek and search a validation to be worthy out there, when I know my worth in here now. And so I really hope that by the messages I give, by the creation of the products of the school that Lisa and I work our asses off on, um, and buy the book, the More Than Existing book. Buy those things that these can help bring some peace, can help set you free in some way, or buy a one-on-one session with me. Somehow that you can bring some sort of peace within your life. Um, and I am showing up. I am showing up in the times when being called upon. I'm listening. That's sorry, I'm pausing. I'm listening. It's not computer. And so there's much more of this journey, and there's much more to unfold. And I can't wait to unfold all the rest of the work that is coming out for the fall. And I really hope to see you all join me more and more in my schools, in my programs, in my classes, in anything that I do. People always say, well, you're not cheap. Your prices are not cheap. I'm sorry, they're not cheap. And I can't, and I have to validate the worth and what it has cost me to keep educating, to always be growing, to always be expanding. What I've learned did not come for free. What I have been given as a blessing, the schooling, the education that I have taken has cost a lot. What it takes to run this, to be this, to put this off is expensive. And so I'm just wanting to put it out there. I give what I can, where I can, but I also have to find balance in my life. And that's what I've been doing, is accepting that I have to find that balance, and I am worthy of receiving, because I put a lot into this. And so when you have to put a lot into, you have to invest a lot. You have to invest a lot. And I can tell you that the conclusion that people sometimes come of you, that you're living this dream life, you're doing whatever, don't come to conclusions. Please don't ever come to conclusions of what you think I am, or what you think anyone else is, or how you think people are living, because you don't know. Unless you're walking in somebody's shoes, you don't know. So what you get of me, you get real. And you get raw, and you get vulnerable. And you get somebody who does also still struggle through her own journey, and struggle through having to go through her own personal pains that have been present, and that I have to keeping at bay. And that takes having to step away and listen, and go within, and do my prayer walks, and go deep into prayer, and take time away. So when I'm showing back up, you are getting all the best of me, because you are not getting nothing that's half-ass. I refuse to give half-ass. I will not do it just because. And so when you see me, you are getting all of me. So thank you for that. I do have messages today, though. I am coming with other messages. Welcome everybody who's here with me. Lisa says, it's a beautiful healing journey where you will find yourself relating and healing alongside the author. Yes, Lisa, thank you for that. So Lisa Stewart-Richard, as she shows up here, she is the editor of the More Than Existing book. She is she's the brains behind what you see created in the More Than Existing of the school, of the Corey School of Magic, of the editing the vlogs, of all of the work that happens. She is behind everything that's happening on the website. And she's edited that book and read it so many times. And as she just said, it's a beautiful healing journey where you will find yourself relating and healing alongside the author. And that's exactly what the book is. Remember, when you're doing any of my work, it is infused with healing, because I am a healer. So the words are not words. They are creativity. They are creation. They are from channel and from the mind of coming through, being all over the place, and they jump it around, and it could and there was places where we couldn't mess with it. We couldn't take it and rewrite it or do that whole rewrite things to make it look perfect, to make it look aesthetically right for the, the so-called of how a book should look. And that's not how any of my books will ever come out. Sorry, they'll never be. I refused a lot of things through Balboa that I could not accept, because I cannot change me. I cannot allow it to be changed any more than what it is. And so it is what it is. I am who I am, and I'm not your typical person who shows up. You're welcome, Lindsay. I'm glad I could help you on your personal growth. And I try to rock. I try to be cool. I'm not very cool. Kind of weird, but I try to be cool. Good morning, everyone else. So now I do have some cards for you guys. Let me read through. Aw, Dana, I'm so glad that I have you as a friend. Dana Martin's one of my childhood friends. We haven't seen each other in a lot of years, but that doesn't matter. Stacy, you're so welcome, Stacy. I'm so thankful I can be there. So I pulled a card, and the first card that I pulled, I'm going to pull general, and then I'll see where it goes. So this is a general card, and I have a vlog coming out today. So just so you know, you have to go to my YouTube. I don't post all the monthly messages anymore on Facebook. They're all on the YouTube. You've got to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm trying to direct traffic over there as well. So an exciting new opportunity, and this is about changing your life. And Ace of Fire, and if you've been listening since the beginning, it is about changing our lives. It is about allowing Spirit to work through us, to help us through anything that is happening through us, through addictions, through emotional burdens, through money worries, through anything that is happening within our lives that takes us farther away from ourselves. And that's where I got, and that takes us to a place of judging ourselves, crucifying ourselves, being hard on ourselves. And so when we need to make a change, we're not going to make it from the material world. We're not going to make it from anything out there, and we're not going to make it by numbing ourselves. It truly is about lighting the fire within, about knowing that you're worthy to take the journey. And it's truly about allowing yourself to know that change only happens when you make a change in your decision. When you say yes to you, when you say no to something else, when you stop living within the essence of any Lucifer energy, which is an angel, but when you start living in the essence of going to your shadow self, or the dark side of you, to make your decisions and your choices, when you step into your light, when you can look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of this, and it's not going to be easy. Change is not easy. Trust me, I know. Change is not easy. It is not easy. If spiritual enlightenment, if stepping into this was easy, everybody would be living the dream freaking life. And it doesn't work that way. But when you continue to allow yourself to stay in misery, and you keep blaming everybody else for your misery, or saying, well, life is just this way and this is just how it is. Well, change can't happen. Change can't happen. Change happens when you make a choice to choose you, when you make a choice to come home, when you make a choice to come home to this inside of here, when you make a choice to not feel like you have to follow the crowd, and be willing to be the odd one, be willing to be the one that's on the outside, willing to be the one to break the cycles, to break apart. And I often say, yes, I had to go through a whole process of losing the weight and going through all of that and getting fit and getting healthy. But no matter how much muscles I built, no matter how much I worked on this physical body to get in shape, it was not going to fix anything that's inside of here. And I'm telling you, you can, and you have to take care of this. It's a must. But you're not going to fix this inside of here by getting a new hairdo, by putting on a new makeup face, by buying a new outfit, by buying a new house, by buying a new car, by doing anything out there. It's temporary satisfactions, and they are all temporary satisfactions. The real work has to come from the inside. And you can mask, hide, bury underneath the rug. You can do whatever the frick you want. You can hide it all, but there comes a time when you are exposed. And when we expose ourselves and when we get to see that of us, we so quickly want to get angry at everybody. We want to blame everybody, and we try to pull everybody to our side and come over here. You know what she's like, you know what he's like, you know what they're doing, da da da. And you want to pull everybody into your bandwagon, and you want to pull everybody over to your side, because then that starts to validate your worth so that you don't have to change. Well, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. When you're walking all alone and you're walking a journey and you can hear the whispers of people whispering about you, what the fuck happened to her? Why the fuck is she like that? Why is she doing that? Well, then you know you're probably walking your right journey. When you're no longer numbing your pain, when you're no longer numbing with nothing, when you're bare, when you're raw, when you're not sinking yourself into anything, then you're probably making a change. That's when change starts to happen. That's when we're able to make the changes in our lives. That's when it takes place. So you have to light the fire. Ace of Fire is about making the change. This is a beginning. A new beginning starts when you let something end. And sometimes that's our own bullshit that has to end. And we have to walk away from our own bullshit, and we have to stop telling ourselves the stories that made life comfortable for us, that allow us to be the victim, that allow us to be the right one, that allow us to be the one that is up on our little throne that we place ourselves up on our high horse. And when you fall off your high horse, your ass hurts. Trust me, my ass hurt when I had to fall off my high horse. And so there's this sense of when you dethrone anyone else, when you stop putting other people or images or things out there up on thrones, and you stop putting people or anything out there on pedestals, including yourself, including your story, including your sense of I'm right up on any pedestal, and you let it all go, and you live with the sense of I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I am wrong. Who knows? I don't know what's right. Who knows what's right? We're all doing the best we can, and we're creating these realities, and we live in these realities. But what if that reality is not right? What if there's something not right? You have to be willing to accept that maybe you're wrong. And there was a lot of things when I wrote that book, I discovered, Corey, you were so fucking wrong. Because you seen through the eyes of the little girl in you that thought that's the way things were. You were so wrong. And that's okay. That's okay. I didn't need a validation to be right. I needed to let go. And that was what took me to letting go. Just let go. And when we let go and we start to truly listening to the messages that come through when I'm channeling, not of these, because this what's channeling through is the messages that are in these cards. Just like the first card I pulled out was the message that I started to be given in the beginning. What are we not willing to listen to? We want instant satisfaction, instant gratification. We want something to validate, but are you willing to make the change? I am giving cards today, but are you willing to make the change? What are you willing to do to make the change in your life? I can give you all the cards in the world, but what are you going to do for you? What are we doing? Okay. That was the first card. Yes, Blue Eyes, you caught me live. Vera, hi, I'm my darling. Can I please get a card? I have lots on the go. I really need some guidance. I've been hearing from my mother-in-law in my dreams. I wonder if she wants to talk to me. Well, she might have been talking to you through the earlier message that I had there too, Vera. I think there might have been something in there. So if you weren't in earlier, I do suggest you go back a little bit here, because I think there might have been something there for you. Garrett, even thank you for being you, your words of wisdom. Oh, thank you, Garrett. Tracy, Oh my God, I love you. Call it like it is. That's the only thing I can do, Tracy. I'm sorry. I can't. I can only call it as it is. That's all I have. Um, Leo is listening with you. Good morning, little Leo. Leo is brand new to the world. He just arrived a few days ago. Yvonne. Hi, Corey. I had some crazy dreams the last couple of nights regarding death of my family members. What's coming? Am I on the right path? Sometimes when we have death, it's actually not death. It could actually be something dying off an old story. It could be something letting go. It doesn't always mean. Oh, thanks, Caitlin. Oh, thank you. This is my old favorite. I've had this thing for years, and I'm like, I used to wear this when I was even 265 pounds, and I still wear it now down at 140 pounds, and it's my favorite. And it hooks on walls, and it gets stuck, and it drags me back, but I love it. So, Yvonne, I'm going to ask you this: do you feel like you're on the right path? Because that's what you have to ask yourself. Sometimes you got to ask yourself the right question. Am I on the right path? If you're asking yourself if you're on the right path, then maybe you're not on the right path, because maybe there's something that you're questioning within yourself. Sometimes we got to look deeper, and you got to look deeper. So I'm going to go back up here a little ways here. And I want to see if Sasha, are you still here? I don't know if Sasha is still here. If Sasha Lawson, if you're still here, can you let me know? Because I feel a need to pull a card for you. If you are still here. I'm going to pull the card anyway. So the card that came out was the beautiful unicorn, and this is the Ace of Air. And I want to say more Pegasus energy is what I'm getting for you, Sasha. And if you're not here, I'm just looking at the time so I can send you a message, tell you what time this was. So this was the Ace of Air that came out, and this comes with, I want to see Pegasus, and this was about, there's maybe some challenges in creating a new life, or a new business opportunity, or something that you're trying to expand. And what I get is that let the unicorn, the Pegasus, let the magic light up the places that need a change. I feel as if some things may have to change direction in order for this to come. And the reason why I feel Pegasus more than I'm feeling the unicorn is I feel like this is a powerful energy beyond gentle feminine. I feel like this is very masculine, like a big masculine horse energy that's coming in to tell you that it's showing you, like stomping down its hoof, saying you need to do this, or you need to repair this, or you need to complete this, or you need to add this. So I just feel like there's something that needs to be looked at again or revised in a plan that you're about to do, or that you're about to take on, that you need to explore again, because there is an ending of something so that a new beginning can start. And I feel like you can't do everything. And so there just is like something has to end so that a new beginning can happen. Okay. And then Tracy White. Are you still here, Tracy White? Tracy White, if you're still here, I have a card for you. And I'm pulling them anyway. So because I'm guided to just pull, so I'm just pulling these cards and I'm just giving these messages hoping that you see them. Oh, you are still here. Yay. Okay, Tracy, this card is for you. Oh, and it fell to the floor. And it's beating out of your chest. You're so funny. So Tracy, I had the Eight of Earth that came up for you, and I was actually got it to pull 2 cards, and they're the Eight of Earth, and I feel like get really grounded and connected with your ancestors. I feel as if there's some ancestral healing that needs to take place, but I'm also picking up somebody who would have been like, I have somebody who's deaf, and I just got what, and I'm really picking up this like kind of abrupt energy, like very blah, 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 like blah, blah, blah. That's kind of how she's coming through. And it's a she, and I feel like she's very abrupt when she spoke. She spoke, and she tells me I feel like she might even be like an auntie or something, or an aunt. And she says, I'm not a freaking auntie, I'm an aunt, and she's an aunt. And so she says, don't use that word auntie. She calls it mainlandery. And she says, I'm not no mainlander, is what she tells me. And she's like batting her hands at me. And she just says to tell me that that I just feel like you have to like put your stamp down, put your foot down to something, and you need to stand up. And it just feels like you're getting schooled. You're getting wise now. You're getting wisdom. You're getting knowledge. You're also getting some education coming in here, but you're being rewarded for kind of taking a stand and learning a little bit more about the ancestors, or doing some ancestral healing work. But wherever there has been some difficult times, I feel like this goes to your daughter, that if there's been a challenging time around something around your child, if there's been like some sort of challenging time around your child, I feel as if she needs to know that she is being wrapped in angel wings of grandmother energy. And she's being very much wrapped in grandmother energy. But you have some important documents or something, a contract or something you're signing, and I feel like you're signing off on something. And there's something more around. I just got papers, like I see papers and papers and papers. So whether it's a book of wisdom, of getting schooling, or it's some sort of contract you're signing off on, I just see there is a contract being signed off. Or signing. And I just see you putting a signature on something, and I don't know what it's for. And I don't know if there's a new house or sale or something coming in, but I'm also being asked to bring up your dad. And I just feel like, I just hear hello and pay attention. Hello and pay attention. I don't know where that comes in. Hello and pay attention. Got to pay attention to some things around health, and to just know that there is a ancestral healing. That there's an ancestral healing, and it's time to just kind of. It's time for everyone to just let an old story go. There's an old story here, and it's time to just let the old story go. Let the old story go. And I'm telling you, you're going to find a voice for something that you didn't know you had, a stand up, a conviction. And I just feel like you're just in a place of really standing up. And my nose is itchy. I just like someone's touching my freaking nose. Stop touching my nose. And I don't know what the nose story is and why somebody with their nose, but I have somebody who has like almost like a big bulbed nose, and this is masculine coming in. A man with a big nose, or he had like, I don't know if it's like rosacea nose, like red nose. I also have him here, and there's like all kinds of them here, and they're nosy. There's some nosy here today. And so here's your guardian angel card, and it's the Knight of Earth. And this is this man, and I don't know he tells me he drank too much, but because he drank too much doesn't mean that he's an alcoholic on the other side. And he's here and he's like laughing, and he's got a real sense of humor. He's telling me that he says he was dedicated to his brothers or to the family. Like they were all somehow very connected, and he is a guardian angel, and he's here now. He's like, I never got to ride on a white horse, but he's coming in to help save things. But it's time for you to buckle down, make you a priority. You have to put you first. You have to become important to yourself, and you need to do the right things for you. In other words, get your shit together. No. Buckle down. It's going to be there's some challenging times over the winter, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Things are going to be very okay. You have guardian angel wings wrapped around you, around your daughter, around your family, and that knight in shining armor. I feel like there's that knight in shining armor energy coming in here, coming in to help you, save you from some of the things of the past. So that's your message. So I hope that resonates with you. I hope it makes sense for you. Much, much love. And now I'm going to go up here, and I am going to Vera. Are you still here, Vera? So as I said earlier, Vera, it's like what I was speaking of was talking about when spirit leaves, they're not the person they were here on earth. They give me a holographic view. They give me images and thought, like they show me what they were like. They show me what they look like. They show me hanging out. You're welcome. Just a happiness in your heart is enough. So, but they show me what they were like. They show me spirit hangs out with spirit. So spirit who knew spirit on earth hangs out with spirit who knew each other there. They show me an image of their holographic world they create and live in. Like there's a whole, but that's the way we live life. We live in a holographic world. This is all, how do we know what's real, right? How do you know how much is real? It's all created from people's stories. So that card fell out, but I want to put it back in. I don't feel like it was a card. Okay, Vera. Vera, I feel like around you, I'm picking up somebody who struggled with or struggling through some sort of hard times, whether it's health or addictions. But I have something of that energy that's coming up for me. Yeah. And see, I have the ego. And it's like that false sense of who they are. They're showing an image, or they're acting tougher than what they are, or they're acting like, I got this, I can do this, I'm stronger than that. I can do this on my own. I don't need help, blah, blah, blah. I just have that story resonating all around you. And I feel as if it's invaded, and like it's in your personal space, it's in your aura, it's in your energy. And I feel like it's like fusing into yours, as if you are too involved in somebody else's story, involved in putting too much energy and too much effort into somebody else. And you're being told to put, and I'm like, That's exactly as this woman's come to me. Her hand is out like this, and she's saying, listen, you got to stop being so involved in everyone else's drama, in somebody else's drama. You got to put your focus back on you, because whatever you get yourself involved in, whatever you keep getting involved in, it's like wrapping into your energy. It's like seeing like gray. It's like seeing like dark, smoky energy kind of infusing in around your beautiful light. And you're lighting up blue, and this woman is blue. She has blue around her. So I can tell you, when she passed, don't frickin' worry. And this is exactly, she tells me, don't frickin' worry about her. She's fine where she is. She's more, it's you down here on earth who's the big issue. And she's telling me that there's a lot of energy that's coming up around Oh, did she just tune in? Okay, tell her to stay. Um, and so Vera, she's telling me, like, she's telling me that you really have to take your focus out of trying to fix other people, of trying to fix everyone else, and you have to bring your focus into you because you and your health needs to be cared for right now. You just asked, Paula. You just asked. And so that's all you have to do. And then if spirit chooses you, you get chosen. And so what is coming, Vera, there's some secrets, there's some drama, there's somebody's other story that's infused into yours that needs to be let go of, because in order for us to get to you, we need to be able to pick you up. And I'm picking up spine, I'm picking up rib cage, I'm picking up someone who was even possibly had been like beat up or in an accident, hurt somehow as well. And there's some damage here, but it's like, I want to be able to get to you. And so we need to fuse out the negative energy that is around you and fuse, like, I want to infuse, not fuse. I want to infuse you with light. And it's that blue light energy that's actually needs to be given to you. And so, I want you to really bring focus back into you. Your guidance is to take care of you now, and that you have to turn over and surrender over everyone else that you're trying to do all the work for, and leave it in this woman's hands. Leave it to them. Leave it to Beaver is what I get. Like, leave it to the ones that are on the other side, to in spirit, because they're divine. Their energy is divine energy, and they have a powerful sense of unconditional love that we don't have, because we are still human, and we still have some sense of either judgment, even judgment upon ourselves, thinking, what else can I do? How much more can I do? That then starts to water down and dilute down the power of the presence of what we're trying to do. You have to set yourself free of that. You have to let go, and you have to know that this is negative based, and so this is major arcana. Major arcana is like major life events or changes, or about somebody going through major changes. If you want to help people, sometimes you have to let them go. And sometimes by us making life too comfortable, they can't do what they need to do. And you can't deal with your health issues, and you can't deal with what you need to deal with. So we're infusing you with the healing light of love, so that you can start to make your health a priority. You can make yourself as important as you've made everyone else, and you can put the healing energy back into you. And I don't know who you would have known that would have been like another V name, a Violet, a Viola, something like that. But that name, like somebody else with another V name, is coming up for me around you. And you have a lot trying to work for you. But you have to start working for yourself. And we have to start pulling that energy out of your energy, because that is infusing in your aura, in your energy. And it's hard to get to you when all you want to do is read everyone else. Because it's like, it's just constantly filling and infusing your energy. How do you heal you when you're putting everything into everyone else? Nan? That was Nan Best? Okay. That's her. That's her. And I'm telling you, she ain't giving up on you. She's not giving up on you. You have to put the work into you. She's bugging the shit out of you, by the way. So get working on you. And they're all, and even when they come to you on a good day and they're like, oh, I'm so ready to make a change, I'm so ready to do something different, that's a freaking mask. Change only happens when they put the action steps in. And they got to put the action steps. Oh, her name was Vera too? Okay. I'm like, how could it? Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so she's like, yeah, listen, I heard enough of these stories in my fucking lifetime. I don't know if she actually swore, but I swear. It's like, but she's mad. And so she's like, I've seen enough of those stories of, oh, lend me $5 and I'm telling you, I'm going to do the right thing. I just need it for food. And that's not what they spent it on. And she's like, that's what they do to you. And she says, you have to stop falling for that and stop believing that. Action steps. It's the actions they take to make their lives different. You have to take the action steps now to make your health that important. So, much love. And she's got you back. She's got your back. She's there for you. Sasha, the message I did for you was on, I think, 47 minutes into the video, 47 and something seconds into the video. You have to go back. Okay. Hi, everyone who's joining in. Let me go to, okay, I want to go to Tracy's daughter who just joined in because she was already a part of another message. I want to continue this. You're very welcome, Vera. Okay. Tracy's daughter who's just joining in. 11:11. Did you notice 11:11? The time that Tracy just commented and Sasha just commented. Well, 11:11 Alberta time. Look at that, right on 11:11. So, Tracy, I also want to say for your daughter that there's a, I have a grandmother energy coming around for her as well. And I just feel like she's very, thanks, Paula. And Carlene, good vibes. Yes, right at 11:11. Good vibes. So, exactly, signs from the universe. So I just want to say that for her, what I'm picking up is I'm also picking up something of a fire sign. So that would be Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo energy. I have something that's in that energy around that time. And see, my card came out as fire sign. So I'm picking up the energy of the two of fire around her. And this comes with relationships. And I feel as if this comes into play here of, I feel for her, she is putting a lot of emphasis in other people or in somebody else and not enough into herself. And that the relationship that's coming up here, what I get is that she has to start moving forward with her own dreams, her own desires, and not to put focus in everyone else or in somebody else, that this has to be her time. Her energy has to go into everything that she's doing for her. And it's the power of, this is two here. So I'm not sure if she's actually in a relationship now, if she's with a partner, how this relationship is coming forth for me. But I feel as if all relationships of her life are being brought forth, and there's a lot of review of where she's putting her energy and who she's putting her energy into in relationship that has to be paid attention to. So putting focus into forward movement is what I'm getting. I just feel like she needs to start putting focus into her own self, into her own relationship with her, doing what she wants for her, doing what's important for her. And she has a grandmother who's like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing her forward. And I just got red, the color red, like red lipstick, red nail polish. I'm not sure where this comes in, but red. And I feel like she's like, she's Nan. She's a Nan. She's definitely a Nan that's coming in for me. And I feel as if as Nan is coming in for me, she's just telling me, listen, my love, you beat to your own drum. You do what you want to do. You live your life for you. You have to do what you need to do for you. But she needs to take some pause time for her. And this comes in the Four of Air. I feel as if she's got some big decisions coming up that she's got to make, and she needs to really think about them and make those decisions clearly for yourself, my dear girl. That's the message. Make your decisions clearly for you. This is your life, and you have to live your life, and nobody can live your life for you. You have to live it for you. And Nan, and I feel like for you, she's probably a great grandmother. I feel like she's probably your great. Maybe she's. Yeah. She just feels like she's been gone for a while, and so she's just telling me that I don't know if you were little when she passed or if you knew her. I feel like you were little when she passed. I feel like you were here, and she's just telling you that she's your white angel. She's your white light. And when you see those little white orbs around, that's her. When you feel like they're like you've seen something, but you're not sure you've seen something, that's her. She's following you everywhere, and she hears the conversations. She hears the words. She hears how you speak to yourself or how other people sometimes speak to you. Don't you allow that conversation. Don't you talk to yourself that way. And I don't know how or where, if you have these, but I see a set of prayer beads around you. So I don't know if this woman actually had prayer beads that she used all the time. And she said, hold on to faith that things are going to be really coming into full light for you, and that your life is fully about you now. And you have to make you that priority, because it's very important. And have the faith in you that you can do this wherever it is you're going, wherever you're going to make your next step, wherever you're going to walk. It will be lit up for you, and your life will light up with love and joy. So much love, and thank you for joining in with me. And Tracy, thank you for bringing her in. I appreciate that. There was prayer beads left in the wall where she lives now. Okay. They were left in the wall. Okay. Well, the woman who owned those prayer beads are there, and she's listening. She's listening to what she needs. She hears the silence. And so she's walking with you, and she's helping you. You don't have to know spirit for them to know you. So you've got great grandmother, you've got a grandmother, you've got you've got a great grandmother. You've got a great grandmother, you've got this woman who lived there. You've just got these beautiful energies that are walking with you. You are surrounded in white light. And your life will light up, but you got to make you a priority. When they redid the house, they found them. That's funny. You didn't find those by accident. So please keep them. And hold on to that faith. They're special. Those are special prayer beads. They were meant for you to find, or else they would not have been brought up for me today. So hold on to them. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. You're in a good home. You're in a home of love. And you're loved in that home. In your granddaughter's room? Well, hang them on the wall in there. Hang them on the wall. They're special. They are special. Hang those up. They are very blessed prayer beads. Put them somewhere. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Tammy Hurley, you can have a card. You are next. Hold on. I dropped all the cards. And this is the last of the individual cards that I can do, I think. I'll see. I'm supposed to be working in my office today. Oh, Tammy, your cards are flying everywhere. Hold on. So Tammy, cards are flying out, and it's 2 major arcana cards, and Gabrielle and Metatron are here, and I feel as if it's coming with self-love for you as well. And you got the awakening card, and that sometimes we have to view life from a different perspective, and that I'm going to switch up the hope and switch it into faith. And I mean, hope and faith go together, but I feel like you need to have faith in you and in your intuition and trusting your intuition, because if you, that second thought that you're allowing in is keeping you from fully trusting what this is trying to tell you. And I feel as if your heart is trying to tell you something, and you need to listen. And you need to listen. And you know your answers. You want things. I just feel like there's places where you want things to be different, but they can't be. Some things are more fated, but there's also areas where the change comes once you start listening to your own intuition, using that free will, that gift of free will that we have, and make those no's really freaking powerful, and only use your yes when it's a necessity, and that you don't just give out a yes just to please people, or just to satisfy this need to be filled up from the outside world. And I just keep hearing, unconditional love does not come with conditions. Unconditional love does not come with conditions. You can't place conditions or expectations upon people who don't have it to get, who don't have anything to give or have enough to give. I feel like this is your awakening time. When you start to gain a new perspective, it's like, don't sit in people's misery, don't sit in the lower energy, and don't sit in waiting in self-prophecy of self-sabotage, or waiting for something to fall, or waiting for a shoe to drop. Hold on to the faith that what if the impossible is possible? What if the impossible happens? And so here's your self-discipline card, and this is the Chariot. I feel as if this is also about barging forward with doing the right thing, knowing what is right for you. And I feel like you're going to be making some major life decisions and making some major changes that align to you. And like me, all over the place, yeah. And get focused, get clear, and start charging forward. And this is a 7, and this is when we start to you're at a peak, you're at a pivotal turning point and a peak in your life where you have to know your value, and you have to know your worth. And just because we have love all around us in so many areas, self-love has to be a priority. Because no matter, and I said this in the beginning, no matter what's happening here, everything that brings temporary satisfaction of our happiness and joy, is like, we still have to do the work in here, to do the healing work that needs to complete us inside. And that's nothing out, no one out there can do that for us. You have to do that for yourself. This is time that you make that a priority, make you a priority, and get back into some sort of self-discipline regiment that takes care of you and your needs. It is so important. Yes, you lack that? Okay, yeah, well, you're getting called out today. Today, you're getting called out. You have to make that a priority. And stop doing stuff to please everybody else. Screw everybody else. Yeah, because you're so outward focused, Tammy. Bring your focus inward. Stop worrying about pleasing everybody else. Stop worrying about trying to do the right thing. And stop trying to nurture somebody else's fucking insecurities. Stop trying to nurture somebody else's insecurities. You make you important today. Mwah. Much, much love. Thank you. Okay. Garrett, are you still here? I wasn't going to do another one, but I want to go to Garrett for a moment. And I don't know if I actually have someone yet, Garrett, but I want to come in for Garrett. Hi, Clayton. I'm good. How are you? So Garrett, if you're still here, could you let me know? Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, Garrett, I don't know why I have somebody shingling a roof, like putting shingles on a roof. And I keep hearing this hammering, nailing, and I don't know if this was something you did with somebody in the past or something somebody did. But I have these shingles, and I don't know what the significance of the shingling a roof is. And this card came flying out the pack, and it was focus, 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 get focus, get focus, get focus. Yes, you're there. Okay, so Garrett, I have shingling and shingling a roof or shingles, something about shingles. And I have these shingles, and so, I don't know if you help somebody shingle a roof or something about the shingles on a roof or putting shingles on a roof. And so I just have these shingles, but I have somebody hammering, like renovations, doing something new, building. And I also have some sort of investment energy coming up here. So, and so I just get the sense that somebody is helping you build something on a new project or helping you come around. I feel like things are coming around. Something new is coming in. And I have a hockey player here. And I don't know who the hockey player is, but I have a hockey player. And I feel like I don't know, I feel like it might have even been like recreational hockey or something like that. Or if you guys played hockey together or if you were on a team together. And I just keep hearing he shoots, he scores, tied around hockey somehow. I definitely have a male figure here. I actually have two males here. I have a younger male and I have a much older, I feel like he's a much older male. He's a much, much older male, he tells me. And he tells me he was a very busy man. And you have this older man tells me you have his skills or you're skilled like him. And he just tells me he says, you need to know there's an ending coming. And I got a boat. All these little things. It's like he's like throwing things at me. I just feel like they're throwing these things at me. And I just feel like it's the end of a difficult situation. I feel like you had to walk away and you had to disconnect for a while. You had to get out of some of the old stories. And I also have like sporting, like golf, hockey, anything that's doing with sporting. I have a big, I just see like a big field, a big yard, or out on a field. So there was a lot of joy and laughter that was done, or a lot of happiness done in doing a lot of those outdoor things as well as watching hockey or playing hockey or something. And I'm just being told to tell you that the situation, and it's the 6 of air, and this is things are looking up, and it's the end of a difficult situation. I feel like there's an ending coming, and sometimes we have to disassociate. You have to break away. You have to get clear, and you have to clear your head. And I feel as if you had to clear your head, and you had to get a clear vision on what you want your life to look like. I feel like there is a project coming in here for you. And that you're going to be taking on a new project, a new job, or creating something new. I feel like we're blowing out the old energy. Like there's a lot of negative stories that are just old stories. And there's a lot of hearsay, like a lot of hearsay, like somebody told you this, I heard this, somebody said this, and it's like it never came from the horse's mouth. And what this old guy is telling me, he says, unless it comes from the horse's mouth, you don't know if it is truth. Get it from the first hand. Go to the source of where you think information may have come from. Go to the source and get the truth. Get their version, get their story. Don't live on hearsay. Don't live on what you think you heard or what somebody has repeated and told you. You need to get the truth from the source to find out what is true. I feel as if that is what clears up the air and helps bring things back together. I feel as if this cousin that I'm pulling through, or this friend or cousin that I'm pulling through, really feels as if, or cousin and a friend, one or two, very ambitious, very motivated, kind of had a real zest for life. All about the business deal. Something about all about a future business deal, or about something about making a change somewhere is what I'm picking up. And I feel like there's still a lot of changes coming, and there's still a lot of business deal things or something that is taking place. You're going to see some big changes. You're going to see some big changes. And I just see this big bright light, and I see this big golden light, and I want to say it's golden, and all I see is golden. And it's just like the light that's in this card is how I see it. And I'm just like, all I hear is you're going to be golden. You're going to be golden. There's golden things coming, and there's a lot of healing coming. And you got the same card I got for Tammy early, the awakening. I feel like you're just awakening. Your heart is being broke open. You can't hold on to resentment, judgments. I feel as if there's a lot of deep-seated forgiveness that needs to take place. Let it go. Life is too short to hang on to shit. Life is too short to wait for apologies or sorries that are never going to come. And that this is your time to just live your golden life, buddy. That's the way it comes forth for me, is that this next year, I feel like you're going to have to probably get through this year. But it's like you're advancing. Your life is advancing. You're advancing. And I got another mate. This is Chariot card again. And like you're making all the right moves. Any action is action. And I feel like somebody has to be the one to take the action steps. I feel like you're going to be the one to start taking the action steps. And you just kind of got to look at life a little bit differently. Oh, Garrett, thank you. Thank you for that. I play hockey, live on a farm, just bought a boat, and have been helping my dad redo roofs on the farm. See, you just can't make this shit up. So there is this old guy who's watching that. He's watching you. He's watching your dad, obviously. He's watching you guys work away. He's validating all of that for you. Keep going. Like, things are going to work out. You're golden. Life is going to be okay. You're a good man. You're a good man. You're a good soul. Things were there's a lot of things that were poor timing, or a lot of things that were not in the right time. And I feel like the right time is coming. Don't go by this. Divine timing is not the same as our time. So divine timing is not the same. But I want to say, like, this next year, you will see constant change. And like I said, unless you get something from the horse's mouth, don't believe it. Even if it was something they may have said, when repeated through somebody else's mouth, it comes out how that person feels about it or how they want you to hear it, and it's never a truth. And I always say, if somebody's repeating something that somebody else said about you, who are they really wanting to hurt? They're really wanting to hurt. They're really wanting you to hurt, because why would anybody repeat something that is hurtful? And I don't know why I want to tell you that, but I feel like that's a story that kind of let go of shit and just let it all go. But I'm telling you, you're golden, buddy. You are golden. Let life unfold. Things are looking up and things are going to be great. You keep doing what you're doing and you will be cared for. You will be cared for. You are so loved and you are so protected and so being kept safe. So there is some endings that are just happening and some new beginnings that are taking place. So let it all unfold. Thank you. Thank you for that validation. And to get all of those things is so funny. I love that. So the hockey, the farm, the boat, and helping your dad redo the roof, because that's all I could see was the roof. And all I could see was the roof and the shingles and the bang, 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 like the hammers banging. And they were like, tell him that, tell him that, tell him that. And I wasn't doing another reading, but they guided me to get to you, Garrett. You're not here by accident today. Always shows up at the right time. Thank you for allowing me to pass on that message to you. I feel honored. So thank you. Now I'm going to do, thank you, Garrett. I'm going to do one last general card just to end out the session. I have been in here a long time today. So one last card. I was thinking it's early morning. I probably won't have many people, but I have a message to give out. Spirit had a message. So this is one last card for everybody. Peggy, that's amazing because that is stuff that would not apply to just anyone. Exactly. Yeah. Spirit. How I'm known through my human design work and through my friend Lamb Wolf was that I'm a clear channel. So I don't have I don't let anything interfere in that messages. I don't try to stop them. It's just like, it is what it is. I can only give what comes and I don't overthink it. I just let it out. It doesn't have to make sense. Just have to let it out. And so for everybody, the message that I have is a 6 of water, and we are into Virgo season, which is very practical, can be very sensible, very much let's just get things done. Let's get focused. Let's get clear. But I also have like some water that's kind of coming in through here. What's coming through for me through here is that, and I spoke about this in the very beginning. And I said, spirit knows spirit, and we all have spirit, and we're all connected spirit. And when people leave, they're not who they were on earth, they're spirit. And also remembering that everybody of your past, including yourself, is no longer alive, because it's only who you are in the past, the people that were in our past. When you learn to forgive and you learn to look at every situation, every person with love, and you see the spirit inside of everyone, you can tend to see with a much more loving view, a much more loving presence. And that who people are today is not who they were back then. Who people are up there is not who they were. And so when we spend a lot of time in the past, and we're still angry at the past, and we're still look at history and say, well, that person was this and this person was that, and they did this and they did that. Who are you talking about? Because that person is no longer present. They're no longer here. It's only as live as the life that we provide. And so when we can come up from air, when we can stop digging through the past, and we can start, when we truly start being able to allow ourselves to move forward, we can remember, then we can start to remember there was good things of the past, there's good memories. But we got to come up into when we grow up, when we stop being affected so much by childhood past or old memories or things that have happened to us in the past, and we allow ourselves to grow up, well, we're not so easily offended. We get offended because the person that that's actually judging us is ourselves. And so when we're passing out that judgment, we're actually probably judging ourselves more than we're judging anyone else. And so that sensitivity of being so easily offended is something that we need to face, of what of my past am I still allowing to have such a story, such a hold on me today? Why am I still affected? Why do I still numb myself from being allowed to feel and heal? In order to heal, you have to feel. You can't be numb and heal. You have to feel to heal. And by recognizing that a lot of the stories that we tie emotions around, or what we get emotionally upset about, is actually not even true for today, then we can actually look at life in the way of saying, you know what? The grown up of me today and who I am today, really, is that tantrum really worth it? Like, why am I still having tantrums? Why am I still acting this way? Why am I still trying to convince people to like me? Why do I feel a need to be so defensive? Why am I still lashing out with these angers and tantrums and getting mad? Or why am I being the keyboard warrior of, this person and this person did this, and if you don't like me, then too bad for you. Like, those things, when that arises in us, stop, pause, go inward. Why am I so far away from home? Grow up in my work means go to your higher self. Be the higher person. Rise up. Say, what is still affecting me today? What is it that I need to put my focus into healing so that I can be the best version of me? We're here to evolve. We're here to grow. We're here to live as the grown-ups, because remember, children are watching us. Children are watching us. When we talk about that, we don't want to see our children being bullied, but we're bullying each other on social media, when we're bullying each other at home, when we're talking down, when we're gossiping, when we're lashing out, when we're getting into these arguments, when we're blocking and deleting people because I don't like what they say, and if they don't agree with me, and we're teaching our kids that that's okay. When we're teaching our kids that grown adults can curse and swear on each other and call each other nasty names, or get in front of the news, bash everybody and bash the world, and then we tell them, now you go be kind to your friends. You go be nice to your friends, but I'm kicking and screaming and F you and giving fingers. Really? Is that what we want to teach the next generations? Our children should be allowed to be children. They should not have to be holding the responsibility to be grown-ups at this stage of the game. They should be allowed to be outside playing. They should not have to be living in fear of our fears. They should not have to be trying to keep up to what we didn't get as children. And they should not have to be trying to put on masks and images, to dress a certain way, to be a certain way, to have to impress anybody. They should be allowed to be kids. And when we stop bullying each other and we start to grow up and we stop letting that inner child stories of the past have that much hold on us, or our young adult stories of us have that much hold on us, and we say, you know what, we're the grown-ups. Let's get a new perspective. Let's be a voice. Let's turn all that anger, frustration, those tantrums, let's turn all that, transmute it into a voice of love. Let's go into our hearts. Let's see where we come. Let's learn to more than exist, because we all do matter. We're all here to live the best human we can be. It is time for us to fully grow up. It is time for us to evolve. It is time for us to live from our higher self and to live within here, not to live in fear, not to be afraid, to live understanding that happiness is temporary moments. Joy is an inside job. Nothing out there will do that for you. You have to find peace in here to set yourself free and live in your light. Much love to you all. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being here with me. And I so appreciate your love, your support, and buy my book. Go to Amazon.ca if you're in Canada. If you're in the US anywhere, Balboa Press, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, all those places have my book. It's all for sale. You can get hard copy or you can get soft copy. Also, Corey School of Magic. There is a lot of free stuff in there. There's an inner child healing program in there that is incredible. It talks about us being able to move past the stories we still carry through. There's angel courses. There's all kinds. There's a chakra course, but there's some paid, really great paid programs in there that are really worth taking. And my More Than Existing program starts again in September. Level 1, level 2, and the 4th level are all starting up. That program changes lives. So please, please, please make you a priority today. Go inward, take some moments in silence and sit in silence and allow yourself to say, what is it that I need to do to be the best version of me today? Have a wonderful day. I love you all.